Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a film that offers a highly unusual portrayal of science in cinema, which is called The Arrival. So, what makes it unusual is that its central discipline is not physics, engineering, or biology, but linguistics. So, the fate of humanity this time will just hinge not on a new physical technology, but on our cognitive capacity to dedicate and understand an alien language. So, this film setup is quite straightforward, actually. So there are just 12 alien spaceship appears around the Earth, and Dr. Louis Banks, this woman, who is a linguist, is to text to find a way to communicate with these aliens. This narrate is built on a real cognitive theory known as the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, or we can call it the linguistic determinism. So this hypothesis posits that the language we speak actively structures the way we perceive and think about the reality. So where human language it operates in a linear framework, we can see that the cause is before the effect, the past is before the future. The arrival of this film just suggests that the linearity is merely a feature of our linguistic inheritance, but not a universal truth. So we can see that this alien, who known as the Hetapods, just communicate using a circular written language with no beginning or end. They, if they want to produce this kind of symbol, they must just to convince the entire message as a whole, rather than just constructing it piece by piece like English or Chinese or something or some else. Just within this film's logic, we can fully learning that this language just actually rewrite the human brain as Lewis immerse herself into it, she just begin to perceive time no linearly. She can see the past, the present, and the future become a simultaneously experience. So this is presented not as the magic, like it can change the human's brain with just a clip, but it as a ultimate manifestation of the linguistic determinism. We can say that a non-linear language just produces a non-linear mind naturally. So the central conflict of this film just stems from the way how human military and political leaders view the heptapods through a rigid linear lens. And they try to just break the circle symbols into the separated pieces and hoping it can help them to find clear the cause and the effect meanings. But just when the heptapods just describe the language as a gift or a tool, the global panics just twist the meaning into the weapon, and the nation just edge towards the war. So in a linear world, while just a weapon means an attacker and an immediate danger. But the tragedy here is not that the science failed, but is that we fail to communicate across the disciplines and fail to emphasize. So watching this film, which is called The Arrival, just deeply changed my views on both language and science. So before this film, I just assumed that the language was just a neutral medium for expressing pre-existing thoughts. But this story just forced me to reconsider that, like how much of my objective reality is actually just a byproduct of the grammatical structure I have inherited. And furthermore, as someone with an engineering background, this film just challenged my assumption about what counts as sorry, just no offense, just what counts as real science. Just we often just celebrate the physics and mathematics for dealing with measurable objects, but Arrival just remind us that the cognitive science and linguistics are equally rigorous. They just explore the very architecture of the conscious experience. So, just in conclusion, I think the Arrival just present science not as a collection of physical tools, but as a lens that can structure how we see the world. So the aliens, who are called the heptapods, they just did not bring the physical weapons to the human, but they brought a language that can offer the humanity much more valuable, I think. it just provides us a new perspective on time, on identity, and I think it can even bring some new idea about what it means to be human. Yes, that's it. So thank you. And here are my references like this. Thank you so much.